Looking for a twist on your classic Thanksgiving stuffing? Why not make it Hawaiian style and make this Hawaiian Portuguese sausage stuffing? Sweetbread tossed with savory sausage and baked to perfection. I'll teach you how, so stick around. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. And you're in for a treat today. If you're looking for something to make for Thanksgiving but make it Hawaiian style, try out this Hawaiian style Portuguese sausage stuffing. So good. Stuffing, it's quintessential to Thanksgiving, right? But you can have it at any time as well. So let's get started. Super simple. You'll need some, Portuguese sausage. You can get the stick one like this or the ground pork ones if you want. I like these, so I use these, it's fine. And then for these, all you'll wanna do is slice them into like pizza slices almost, kind of. Cut them in half, and then you'll cut them into rounds, 1/4 inch. I'm not very good at measuring sizes, but I would say maybe, this thickness here. And again, nothing super worrisome. You can just cut and make it however you want. If you are interested in other Hawaiian style Thanksgiving recipes, I'm doing a bunch of them, and I'll link the videos in the description box below, along with the full written recipe and instructions for this recipe. And then the ends, you kind of just be careful when you do it. Just slice it like that. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these rounds and you'll just cut them into fourths, just to smaller bite-sized pieces so they can be evenly distributed into the stuffing. So I just cut it in half, turn it the other way and cut it in half. So now you have this size. If you have ground sausage, Portuguese sausage, or any other type of sausage that you're gonna do it with, you don't need to obviously do this step, and you would just brown the sausage in the pan. But Portuguese sausage, the Portuguese came to Hawaii, back in the days to work on the plantations and brought so many yummy foods. And Portuguese sausage has become such a big part of Hawaiian cuisine here. While not ethnically Hawaiian, obviously it's Portuguese sausage, but this is a Hawaiian style recipe. So now that you've got your sausage, you got a pan set over medium-high heat. You're gonna put the sausage in and you're just gonna lightly start to brown it. Because I have a cooktop, it does take a little bit longer to heat up. Bear with me for a moment as we get this going, okay? All right, while the sausage is going, let's talk bread. I like to use Portuguese sweetbread, Hawaiian style sweetbread. You can get the loaf or like the pan bun ones, or sliced bread, or you know what, you can use any bread. Stale bread works great. If you don't have stale bread, what you can do is cut them up and just toss them in the oven at 250, just to kind of dry them out. If you don't want to use your own bread, you can buy the store-bought stuffing bread if you want, but it's so much better, trust me. Get the sweetbread, dice it up into cubes, get it dried out a little. That'll make the best bread. That's the bread. It's all cubed up, 1 loaf. I used the round sweetbread, cubed it up, tossed it in the oven for a little bit to dry it up. Sausage is going. Once you get that little browned on it, as you can see, like this piece right here, that one, you see how it just starts to brown? That's about when you want to throw in the rest of it. Portuguese sausage is just so yummy. Like whatever brand you want to use, go ahead. So into the sausage, we're gonna add some butter. That'll melt down real quick. It's already softened because it was sitting out, but you can totally toss it in straight from the fridge. As the butter starts to melt and the juices from the Portuguese sausage, then we'll add some diced up onions. I like to dice them finely. Totally up to you. You can slice them if you want, but they work much better diced. Sweet Maui onions are amazing. If you can't get sweet Maui onions, you can totally use regular onions. If you want red, use red. That's the great thing about recipes is make it how you want to make it. Switch things up, add a little more, add a little less, up to you. Celery. Now, honestly, I'm not a huge celery fan. So if you want more celery, you can, but I just a little bit to give it that flavor. And then you'll cook this through. You'll cook it until the veggies and the onions are softened and the onions kind of become translucent, but more so that they're soft to the touch or to the bite. So we'll cook this down a little bit more. Be right back. All right, now that the veggies have softened up, if you wanted to cook the Portuguese sausage a little bit further than that to get it more caramelized, you totally could. Now that that's cooked down, you'll add a little bit of finely minced garlic. You don't want big bites of garlic into really anything, right? So that gets added in. Kind of just mix it until it gets fragrant and you can smell the garlic. If you wanted to add apples, I know a lot of stuffings have apples. You could totally add that in if you want as well. But this is more of like a savory, and the sweet kind of comes from the bread. So I didn't in this one, but you totally can. A little bit of salt that stuck to the bowl. We talk about that all the time here. Some pepper, a little, a lot, up to you. I always say that. Mix that up. That will finish cooking down just a little bit. And so the next step, you'll get chicken stock, chicken broth. If you want beef, if you want veg, totally up to you. I use chicken broth or chicken stock. And then what you'll also need is some egg. So because we don't want scrambled egg, we won't put that straight into here. We'll put the egg into the broth itself. I probably should crack it into another container, right? Just to make sure the egg is good and we don't waste one egg. That goes in, then the next egg. So that'll go into the broth. And then what you're gonna do is take a whisk and you're just gonna whisk that up so that the egg yolk and the whites get incorporated. And this is just so that we really don't want to cook the egg. We don't want scrambled eggs. Now we're gonna get a large bowl, and into that bowl, we're gonna put the Portuguese sausage and the veggies that we just made. All of that goes in. You can kind of mix it up to kind of cool it down just slightly. And then you'll pour this chicken stock mixture in. As you pour, stir so that you don't cook it all the way through. And then once most of it is in, you can go ahead. It's not truly tempering, but what we're trying to do is just basically not cook it. And that becomes like the custard base, right? It's like a bread pudding, but like a savory, and it's so good. Now, stuffing can be cooked in the turkey, but the amount of time it takes to get the stuffing really cooked through, you'll be overcooking your turkey at that point, so yeah. And then I just sliced up some cilantro, so you'll add that in here and mix it up. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the bread and we're just gonna toss it in here to get it coated. It's easier in the bowl than in the pan itself, so this bowl is always like super, super full. And it might seem like you have too much bread, but trust me, if you don't spill it all, it'll be great. Bread goes in, and then all you wanna do is kind of just toss it, and just so that all the bread gets a little bit of that sauce on it. 2 would probably work well, huh? Kind of toss it like a salad. So now that the bread has been rehydrated with that delicious savory sauce, custard base, I don't know what the best description is, but anyway, you'll get a 9x13 baking dish. Spray it with some non-stick cooking spray. The stuffing goes in. Then spread it out into your pan like this, and it'll bake at 350 for about 30 minutes or until golden brown on the top and everything is heated through and delicious. So let me put it in and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And once it comes out of the oven, it looks like this. Let it cool slightly and serve it as a side for your Thanksgiving dinner or just for a Tuesday night if you want. If you like this recipe and want other Thanksgiving recipes, then check out this video here. And until next time, ahui ho!
Thank you for watching my mommy's video.